Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Isaiah, and today we're going to go over everything about this X-Pro X9 125cc Chinese dirt bike. We're going to go over where I ordered it and what my experience was with that company. We'll go over the final delivered cost of getting the motorcycle. We're going to unbox it, build it, we'll do the first start, and I'll give you guys kind of my first thoughts and impressions on it. So let's get right into it. Alright, so I decided to place my order for this dirt bike as well as one other Chinese dirt bike through PowersportsMax. I did that for two major reasons. A, about 4 or 5 years ago, I ordered a very similar dirt bike through them. The price was right, it shipped quick, and it arrived in flawless condition. So I was pleased with my previous experience from them. And the other reason I decided to order from them was when I was kind of shopping around, price shopping specifically, compared to Amazon and a couple of the other distributors out there, their prices were consistently lower. Not by much, maybe $20 to $50 per motorcycle, but it was lower, and I wasn't afraid to jump on and place the order with them because, like I said, I had good experience with them in the past. So overall, my personal experience on this PowersportsMax order was good. I'd recommend them. There was one downfall to the order, and that's that they apparently, and I'd forgotten this since the last time I ordered through them, call you to verbally confirm your order after it's placed. So when I placed my order, I got an email confirmation that said, hey, your order's been placed, and it told me that within 3 business days they would be shipped. So I placed my order on November 1st, and that was a Wednesday. So with 3 business days, it should have shipped either Friday or at latest the following Monday. By the following Wednesday, November 8th, my bike still hadn't been shipped. So I called them and I said, hey, what's going on? And they said, well, we've been trying to reach you so we can verbally confirm your order. They had the wrong phone number in their system. It was 1 digit off, which I almost guarantee was my fault. When I placed the order, I put in my information wrong. However, I feel as though rather than just kind of waiting for me to realize something was wrong, so I called them, they could have just sent me an email to make sure they had the correct contact information. I know they had my correct email because I got an email confirmation after I placed the order. So I think a little bit of extra effort on their part would have been appreciated because we essentially lost an entire week where these were just sitting there and my order couldn't be shipped until they got that confirmation. So I would have appreciated a little bit of extra effort on their part, but at the end of the day, I lost a week. I can't really be mad about it because, like I said, it was my fault. I put in the wrong number to begin with. If you are looking at ordering a dirt bike or anything from PowersportsMax, a couple things that you should keep in mind. First of all, they make you pick 2 color choices, your first color choice and your second color choice. The reason they do that is so that if your first color choice isn't in stock, they can ship you your second color. For me, that's not a big deal. I just ride these things anyway, so I'm not too worried about what color it comes in. However, if you are dead set on one specific color, they might not be the distributor to order from just for that reason alone. In my experience, I've ordered 3 dirt bikes in total from them, and all 3 have come in my first color choice. So it's never been an issue for me, but I'm sure they give that second option for a reason. So just keep that in mind when ordering from them. The second little tip or trick I'll give you if you're going to order from PowersportsMax is they constantly have sales running. They do this to try to persuade you into buying your dirt bike or ATV or whatever you're looking at before the sale ends. Don't let the sales persuade you. As soon as one sale ends, another begins. And from everything I've watched and my experience on their website, the prices stay the same across the board regardless of what sale is going on. Another thing to keep in mind about PowersportsMax is that they do not include the cost of shipping and their list price. So what you have to do is you have to add the item that you're interested in buying to the cart. And if you go to your cart and you scroll down a little bit, on the left-hand side at the bottom, you will see a calculate or estimate shipping box. Plug in your state, plug in your zip code, and hit estimate shipping, and that's going to tell you the cost of shipping added on to the cost of the item. Now, I'm sure you guys are wondering, what was the final cost to order this thing, get it delivered here, and have it in front of me? So this was listed at $599. As I mentioned before, the shipping's not included in the list price. So shipping was quoted to northern Maine, which is about as far as they ship because they distribute from California. The shipping was quoted to be $279 for the one dirt bike. Because I ordered two, they dropped the shipping price a little bit to $259 per dirt bike. So I saved 20 bucks a piece on shipping. Now, something I found interesting, and I don't remember if this was the case last time I ordered from them or not because it was so long ago, is they did not charge me sales tax. So my guess would be that they intend on me paying sales tax when I go to register it. But either way, I wasn't charged any sales tax, even though the state of Maine does charge sales tax for purchases like this, as far as I know. So with that said, it was the $599 plus the $259 and no tax. So my total cost to get this bike here was $860. And when I was looking at Amazon, a few other places to order these, I was mostly looking at the low 900s with shipping and taxes included. So once again, that's why I went with PowersportsMax, but that was my final cost, $860, and we got it here. The one thing that I would seriously stress if you are buying from PowersportsMax or any other distributor for that matter, is do not spend extra money to get the bike pre-built. There's a couple reasons that I suggest that. A, when you're looking at the cost, it's going to cost you a few bucks more to get the bike pre-built, and then they're also going to charge you a few bucks more to ship it to get it pre-built. So when I was looking at ordering these, it was going to cost about $250 to $300 extra between the assembly package and the extra shipping cost, because of course it has to ship in a bigger crate with pre-built, to get each of them pre-built. What I suggest you instead do is take that $250 to $300 and buy yourself some decent tools. It doesn't take much for tools to assemble one of these, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do it either. There's plenty of videos on YouTube on how to assemble them. They do come with instructions. How good those instructions are, I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a bit. But if you're gonna own a Chinese dirt bike, you're gonna have to tinker with it. If you are looking for a bike that you can turnkey and go every single time without ever having to maintain it, you're probably going to want to look for a Honda, not one of these. So if you're uncomfortable turning wrenches, that's okay. Like I said, there's YouTube videos out there, there's all kinds of people that will help you, and they really are simple to assemble and to maintain. All right, so here it is out of the box. The top of the box just pops right off, and there it is. It's all wrapped in kind of a trash bag and in the metal crate. So I ordered two of these. I ordered this one, which is the X Pro X9, and I also ordered an X Pro Storm. In my opinion, the Storm is a better looking bike. They did like a color matched frame, and it's just a really good looking bike. However, this one has the bigger tires, which is what I wanted for myself personally. The Storm I ordered for my brother-in-law. Now, he doesn't know that yet. It's going to be a Christmas present for him. So he's actually on his way here now. So I told him he should put this thing together with me, and I'll teach him how to ride it, and he can, you know, use my dirt bike. Like I said, he has no idea that I am giving him another one. So I'm going to put that one together myself, and I'll make another video on that one too. And then I'll give it to him for Christmas. But I'll wait for him to get here, and then once he does, we'll kind of do like a time lapse of us putting this thing together. So, change plans. My brother-in-law was supposed to be here last night when I started filming to help me put this thing together, but he's not going to be able to make it up anytime soon. So I am going to go ahead and get right into it myself. We'll do a quick time lapse of me throwing it together, and I'll kind of keep an eye on how long it takes me. Follow you out of the dark. I'm trying my way, but I keep falling apart. All that I see is a wickedness. And there it is, all put together. I started this at about 8:45 and ended it at 9:30 p.m. So it took me about 45 minutes by myself to put together. The video did cut out at the end, I'm not sure why, but all I had left to do was put the front wheel on. So what I did there was I actually hooked it with a ratchet strap to my ceiling just to pull the front end up. Probably not the greatest way of doing it. The bike does have a skid plate, so you could slap it on like an upside down 5-gallon bucket. That would probably work even better. But went together super easy. I didn't even look at the instructions. I probably should go back and make sure I did everything correctly. But for the most part, it's really just bolting up whatever isn't already bolted up. So I did have to go back and look at the PowersportsMax website because I ordered red and I got red, but this isn't what it looked like in their pictures. So in the pictures, most of these areas that are actually brown and like checkered were silver and black. So they did send me the correct color, but it's not the same style as the one that was in the pictures. Like I said earlier, for me, not a big deal. I don't really care, I'm just gonna ride it anyway. But, you know, for some people, that might be a disappointment. I'm not a big fan of the checkered stuff that's going on, but I actually don't think the brown and red looks that bad, which I'm kind of surprised with myself. I think it looks all right. Otherwise, what I do really like about this model that's a little bit different than a lot of the others is everything's matte black rather than gloss black. So the whole frame, matte black, the exhaust is painted matte black. Most of the components, the brake lever, the pegs, the kickstarter, everything is matte black. Even the swing arm's matte black and the rims are matte black. So I actually like that a lot. I think it looks really good. I even like that the chrome is, the engine rather, is more of a matte instead of a bright shiny chrome. I think that is different. I think it looks good and it'll probably clean up easier too. So overall, I'm impressed. The brown and checkered is kind of a downfall. But yeah, I'm going to do a couple of quick things to it before I do a first start. So they ship these things with shipping oil in them, and it's really not an engine oil. You really don't want to run the bike with the shipping oil. It's just to keep everything in there lubricated so it doesn't rust. So I'm gonna drain that out and put some real motorcycle oil in it. And the other thing that I noticed upon getting it is the chain is a little bit on the looser side. Not much, just a little bit. So I'm gonna snug it up a bit and get some fresh oil in it, and then we'll dump gas in it and we'll get it fired up. Alrighty guys, so I finished putting this thing together last night and now I'm gonna do the oil change on it. I did change my mind on the chain, so it looks a little loose. It's a little more slack than I'd like it to be, but when you actually put weight on the rear end, the suspension compresses and it's almost dead on. So I'm not gonna bother adjusting that. I'm just gonna do the oil change and then I'm gonna make sure we have good tire pressure. I'll fill it up with gas and we'll start it up for the first time. Let's get this thing fired up. So, choke on, key on. Give it a second here. it to run. I wouldn't say it's great, but it runs. It's definitely still idling high, but it refuses to idle. It refuses to even stay on if I turn the idle any lower than that. Kind of the issue you're going to run into with Chinese bikes. Right out of the box, it isn't going to run right. So what I think part of the issue is this vent hose right here that runs through here. They like put some sort of rubber glue or whatever to make sure it doesn't pop off, which is great, but they also glued it from the inside, and when they did that, they actually glued over the hole of the hose. So the hose wasn't doing anything. But aside from that, I think it's just crappy carburetor, which is what you get on one of these. And she died. So yeah, I mean, it's not super exciting, but I guess I'll just order a better carb and actually fine tune it a little bit, and we should be able to get it running pretty good. So before I end the video, a couple other things I noticed just since I've been, working on it, moving around it. Going from front to back, you may have noticed that I didn't have this secured. At least I don't believe I did. And I didn't have these cables tucked properly, and I didn't have the bar pad on after I had finished building it. So now I did that. This model does have a key, which I like over some of the other models. I think it's a good added little feature. Not that it really does much. I'm sure it could be bypassed pretty quickly, but kind of a nice feature there. The muffler on this model, super short. Super short. Which looks a little goofy in my opinion, but that's all right. They do actually put a half decent air filter on it, it seems. And yeah, just a few quick things I noticed. You do notice it's Chinese. It's not like these things definitely are not to the point where you could put it side by side with a Honda and it would compete. They have significantly less power for the same size displacement motors, and they definitely have some quirks and issues that you'll have to sort out if you get one. One of the things that I did notice is the finish on these plastic pieces isn't super fantastic. So you can see kind of like right there, those little bubbles on the decals are all over the place. Little places where, the decals weren't pressed on properly. So, overall it's a good looking bike. Otherwise, for $800, I mean, overall looks are good. And yeah, so I am going to do another video. I'll get it uploaded within the next week, where I do a first ride on the bike and kind of dive into the exact specs of the bike. This video was more to go over, where I got it, the actual building process, issues I run into, and then I'll do an actual review and ride. So keep an eye out for that. Once I have it uploaded, I'll probably put the link in the description. But thanks for watching, and subscribe. If you have any questions, drop a comment and I'll do my best to answer them.